Saving your first $1,000 is a big deal. In fact, nearly 60% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency from their savings. So if you've done it, if you've saved your first $1,000, it's definitely something to celebrate. But what you do next determines whether that money becomes a stepping stone or a missed opportunity. Because $1,000 saved, it's not the finish line, it's the foundation. Let's build on that foundation and talk about the 5 things you must do once you save $1,000, starting with defining the purpose of that money. Saving your first $1,000 is more than just a financial milestone. It's an identity shift. You've officially proven to yourself, I can save money. And like James Clear talks about in Atomic Habits, small wins like this are how we start casting votes for the kind of person we want to become. But now that the money is sitting in your account, what's it actually for? Because saving money without a purpose is like packing your bags without knowing where you're going. You might feel a little excited for the next adventure, but eventually you'll end up frustrated, or worse, tempted to spend it on something random. So the first thing you need to do, if you haven't already, is to decide what the original reason was for saving that money. Was it supposed to be the start of your emergency fund, your freedom fund? Are you planning a trip? Was it just to prove to yourself that you can do it? There's no wrong answer, but there is a wrong assumption, and that's assuming that all saved money is emergency money, because it's not. Money for next year's vacation needs to be treated differently than money meant to protect you from a job loss or a car repair. Each type of savings deserves a different purpose and needs a different level of access and protection. So before you move on, get clear. What is this $1,000 for? Because once you know that, every other decision becomes easier. Once you know why you saved that $1,000, the next step is deciding where to keep it, because not all accounts are created equal, and where your money lives should match what it's meant to do. Let's say this is your starter emergency fund. You want it somewhere that earns interest and lets you access it quickly. That's where a high yield savings account or maybe a money market account comes in. It's safe, it earns more than your regular bank, and you can still get to it in a pinch. But if the money is for something a few months down the line, like a vacation or a new laptop, you might want to look at a short-term CD or even a treasury bill. These choices allow you to earn a little more interest, and since you don't need the money right away, it's okay if it's a little less accessible. And the penalties for early withdrawal, well, those just act as an incentive to not spend the money. Now, if it's for a long-term goal, like buying a house in a few years or starting an investment account, you could consider putting it somewhere that gives it room to grow, like a brokerage account or even a Roth IRA if it qualifies. Your money should be working while it waits, without locking you out when you need it. The right account gives your money a job and keeps you in control of it. So match your account to your purpose, and you'll end up avoiding a lot of the frustration later on. Now that you've got that $1,000 saved and a plan for where to keep it, it's time to take a step back and ask a really important question. How did you save that money? Because your process matters just as much as the outcome. Did you automate your savings and barely notice the money leaving your account? Or did you go into full frugal mode, cutting every extra expense just to hit your goal? Either way, you did it, and that's something to be proud of. But now it's time to figure out whether your method is repeatable. If your plan relied on hustle, willpower, and sacrificing everything you enjoy, you might burn out before you ever hit the next milestone. But if you created a system that felt doable, maybe you automated a small amount or made a few intentional swaps, that's something you can keep going. This step is about more than celebrating what worked. It's about tweaking what didn't. Ask yourself, what helped you the most? What felt sustainable? What felt unsustainable? What can I adjust to make saving easier going forward? Because saving $1,000 once is awesome, but building a system that helps you save again and again, that's how you build wealth. So let's pause for just a second and look at where you're at right now. You saved $1,000, you defined its purpose, you found the right place to put it, and you looked at what got you there. Now it's time to keep going, because if you stop here, if you don't give your money a new mission, it's easy to stall out. That's when lifestyle creep sneaks in, or you find yourself saying, well, I deserve a treat, and suddenly that $1,000 disappears. So here's what to do next. Set a new savings goal and give it a purpose. Ask yourself, what's the next amount you want to save? Another $1,000, $2,500, maybe $5K, maybe more. What's it for? A vacation, your freedom fund, your first investment. How will you save it? Automatically, weekly, with a side hustle, some other way. And where will it go? In the same account or a different one based on a different purpose? This isn't just about continuing to save, it's about saving with intention. When your goal has meaning, staying consistent becomes easier, because now it's not just about the money, it's about what that money will make possible. So don't leave this step open-ended. Write it down, speak it out loud. Track your progress. The clearer you are about what comes next, the more likely you are to reach it. And now let's talk about the part most people skip. And it's also where a lot of good intentions quietly unravel. Because here's the truth. Just because you saved money doesn't mean you'll keep it. So the final step, create clear boundaries for what this money is not for. If it's your emergency fund, then it's not for birthday gifts, last minute getaways, or had a hard week, so I deserve this, splurges. If it's your travel fund, then it's not for car repairs. And if it's your investment starter stash, then it's not for takeout next month. When you don't define what the money is not for, it becomes way too easy to justify little exceptions that eventually wipe out your progress. So here's what I recommend. Literally write out one sentence that defines the boundary. I only use this money if specific condition. This money is not for a tempting alternative. Here's a simple example. Let's say the $1,000 is your emergency buffer. You might write out, I only use this money if I lose income or face a true emergency, not for sales, splurges, or just because I felt like it times. It doesn't have to be dramatic, just clear. Now, let's get real for a second. In theory, this all sounds great, but what if something big actually happens? Here's the truth. If you're facing major, unavoidable life event, you might need to toss the plan out the window and deal with what's in front of you. I'm talking about real, no way around it situations. A family member is critically ill or injured, and you have one shot to visit them. Your car is totaled, and you just need transportation to keep your job. You'll lose your income, and this is your only buffer. In those cases, use the money. That's what it's there for, even if it was your vacation fund, your investment fund, your next car purchase, or whatever purpose you had in mind. Use the money to get you through. But don't let smaller emotional moments masquerade as emergencies. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being honest. Boundaries protect your progress. Exceptions respond to real life. And the only difference between the two is intention. You worked hard to get here. Be intentional to make sure you don't quietly undo all that progress. The first $1,000 savings is more than money in the bank. It's proof you're capable of building a different kind of financial future. But you're capable of so much more. And if you're ready to figure out your next financial move, check out this video next.